Hey Nerdchachos, welcome back to episode 8 of Try Not to Suck at Airport CEO. So in the last episode we were building this terminal. We were looking at how we were going to start thinking about our passengers and not about our pockets, and making the airport just function a little bit better and making it a bit of a nicer place to be. So here we are with our terminal. And we're also looking at some of the decoration. We were also looking at the flow of passengers and how that's going to work. So if you haven't seen the previous episode, the idea is that the passengers would come into a central concourse where they check in. They're then going to come through security down the left hand side, a little bit like it works at Verona Airport, and then you go through passport control into the international zone at the top, or you stay straight on and go down to the left for all of your domestic flights. And we're just going to need to keep an eye on our flight planner just to see how many domestic flights are being offered versus international, just to know whether we need to bring our passport control down and open up some extra international flights. So before that, we just need to do a bit of airport maintenance. So I've still got my contractors and I want to get rid of them for now. Just like the last episode, we need to do a lot of planning before we do any more buildings. So I'm just going to get rid of those because there's no point paying them. I'm just going to double check some other bits as well. So because I've noticed throughout the last episode we were getting some delay notifications, so I just want to make sure that that's not because we're short of anything. It looks like our RAM agents might be one of them, so let's go ahead and get some more ramp agents. And we knew we were going to need them because we've opened more stands and we've got better facilities, and we've also opened more security checkpoints as well. So we need to close these two off down here and employ some more. So let's go and get some more security officers. We can go ahead and close that one. We can go ahead and close that one. So they're now all going to come up here instead. We need to find a way of closing these check-in desks at some point. I wish there was a way that we could just disconnect them and say, right, stop accepting flights, finish what you're doing, rather than having to wait. And it's like the gates as well. If you want to close a gate, you have to sort of time it just right, that you're catching it just as the flight leaves, so it then cancels everything. You can't just say, right, finish the flight you're doing and then close. But that's fine. We can work around it. Right, let's check vehicles. So vehicles are all okay. We've got enough. Oh, we haven't got enough. No, we're okay. We're okay. Great. And research. So let's do large aircraft just yet. Let's do baggage tier 3 because I know that's a biggie. And then let's do program route because that's. Do we need a third? Yeah, we're going to need a third strand eventually, aren't we? Let's do the remote stand. Let's just get that done. I don't think we're planning on using remote stands here. Depends on how successful the series ends up being in terms of success. If we end up over here and we run out of space, we know that we've still got here that we could potentially put some remote stands if we wanted to carry on expanding. So use it, I guess. Perfect. Okay, so we know that the contracts here have run out, so we can get rid of these because they're directly in the way of the baggage area. We're going to be able to get rid of that wall now as well. I don't know if we actually want. I know we put it in the last episode. I don't know if that wall actually needs to be there. Let's just get rid of it. Okay. So can we get? No, we can't close yet. Okay. So we need to start planning our baggage area, and I don't really know where to put it because I know the vehicles are going to need to come from here. And there's a little bit of me that thinks, actually, let's put the baggage area here because it's in the centre. So the last thing you want to do is to have all of your baggage trucks having to come all the way down here and all the way back up. It's just going to create delays, especially if we're going to think about putting the baggage area over here. It means that the vehicle has to go from the depot over here and then down. At least if we put it here, albeit not very realistic in terms of next to the runway, and you'd want that to be as clear as possible. Functionally thinking, if they've only got to come from the depot to here, it's going to be much more efficient than having it over here, particularly if you're in the further away bays. So let's do that. But we can put it next to the taxi link, can't we? Is that super unrealistic? Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. So we want it to be quite wide because baggage needs a baggage bay like this. We need to allow space for the vehicles to come in and out, so that's fine. We're actually going to need the terminal one more wider, like this. We need a couple of doors, like one there, one there. We would also need a service road, like this, although I'm going to be upgrading this eventually. Let's just do tarmac straight away inside. Like that. I'm actually going to bring this up a bit further. Bring it across here. And carry on the service road. So it's now got two clearance either side, so it can do its thing. Okay, great. So we've got the general idea of where we're going to be placing this. But I'm now thinking, actually, how are the staff going to get in? I think the staff are going to struggle. So I think we've actually just wasted our time doing that. Let's not do this at all. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. So let's scrap that idea completely. Let's not do that. We are actually going to put it over here instead. As much as I don't want to, I think we're going to have to. But let's take the opportunity to put a couple of other stands in as well. There we go. And then do that as well. Get rid of the wall. Get rid of the wall. The reason I'm thinking that is, in the past I've had problems putting staff zones over here and them finding the ramp agents finding the baggage roads. At least if it's part of the terminal, they can just come through. But that also reminds me as well that we need to put a staff room in here as well, so we can do that too. So it only needs to be small, just needs to be a room for now. We can decorate that later. Designated for staff room. There we go. Just check. We're still in security. And still international. 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 There we go. Okay. Cool. Right, so this is going to be a staff zone. We're going to need another door. We're going to need a baggage bay. So we need to be aware of which way we're facing this and where it's actually going to go. So if you have a look on the green arrows, that tells you which way the baggage is going in and out of the baggage bay. So we need to make it as efficient as we can, but we also need to plan it so that when we go underground and start putting our conveyor belt systems in, that we don't cross over at any point, so we can get to our baggage collection and we can get to the check-in desks without actually having to cross over and making it too complicated. So I'm going to put this one here. I'll bring this up one. Same principle that we've just had. So let's do extra stuff. So stuff. like that. I'm going to need some doors because it needs to go in like that and like that. And then we're going to go a service road, and we want clearance of 2 either side, like that. Great, okay. So, next then, we need to just check on our research for that tier 3. Is it done? Didn't even put enough. How embarrassing, we didn't even put enough people on it. Okay, that's fine. Let's try that again. Okay, so we need a taxiway. There. Slurking. Alright, so we're getting rid of this, building this area. So now we need to start thinking about security for... Not security, sorry. Need to start thinking about baggage collection and holding. So let's mark this area as our domestic claim area. And we now need to start our conveyor belts. So to start with, we're going to want a normal conveyor belt that goes from underneath. It goes up. So it's going to go from high speed like that to normal, so that it slows down and people can then collect their baggage. I'm just going to keep it nice and simple, nice and short, like this, and then in a loop so they can stand around. The other thing I do want to do is to put some gate seating in, because people like to wait for their baggage as they're coming through, but I'm not going to use the double. I think we can go ahead and use the single. Put it along the wall, a bit like a doctor's waiting room. Let's leave a gap in the middle so we can put a plant too. Because let's grab the plant from here, like this. There we go. Okay, looking good. So we also need to think about how we're going to get all of our baggage from across the check-ins. So let's build a wall here and a wall here. Let's bring our conveyor belt over. So we're going to start again with a slow one right across. It's going to go down. That way. And go underground. And we're going to hit high speed. This is the point where it's going to need to get to the get up here as quickly as we can. And so we know, based on our arrows, that we're coming in round the top and down round the bottom. So we can go ahead and already put this in. Now the reason I'm not connecting it to the baggage bay yet is because there's some security features that we're going to need to implement in terms of baggage scanning and disposal. So I want to have some space to put those in as well. But we know that we can connect as many of these up as we can. Like this. Like this. So we're good to go from check-in. So people will be able to check in their bags, and they will eventually come up to the baggage bay. The baggage bay is going to be connected to the stands, so that's all good. And then the baggage is also going to be able to go from the baggage bay underground round to the baggage collection point. So let's bring back our builders. Let's get that bit built. Like this. And whilst we're doing that, I've noticed a couple of delays, so I think we're okay, but these are empty, so that's, wonder why. So we are scheduling flights. That's fine. We're hitting our capacity now, so we need to think about the larger. Okay, so we are scheduling flights. We're hitting our capacity now. We are about to open two new gates as well. So let's think about using our large tower whilst we've got the builders here. I'm going to just put it up here, out of the way, because we know we don't need to connect this, don't we? We've already established that it's working fine. So let's just go ahead and put the new tower there. Cool. Okay. So the builders are doing their thing. Let's just do an airport check. Make sure that everything's still running okay. So we're okay for staff. They're all still fine. And our janitors are now fine. They weren't before. Vehicles. Do you know what? I'm going to get an extra fuel. One of these fuel trucks. There we go. Especially as we now have the bigger ones, don't we? These two. We haven't got the big ones. We haven't researched those. So let's just get 3. Let's do 2 more of those and 4 more of the other one, because we've got more stands. So they've been ordered. They're on the way, and I'm wondering if that might be the delay actually, because we haven't got enough. Cool. So how are we doing for supplies? So we've just had a delivery. 33%, 91%. So we're okay. Contracts. How are we doing? You're still going. You're now closed. Brilliant. So we can now mark you as demolish as well. You're still checking flights. You're not, so we can get rid of you. I'm going to keep these for now. We can get rid of the rooms, the zones. So we can go yes. Get rid of you. Yes. Get rid of you. Because we need security exits, and we need to place those here. So there. Don't want them really to go out onto the, do we? There. And then like this. Okay, so we've given them a bit of a new exit. Don't know if that's actually going to upset me, I think. Let's fix that a second. Let's not do that. Let's bring the security zone down. Put the exit one more down. That's better. Right there. Brilliant. Okay. Let's also, whilst we're here, put some doors in so that people can just straight away leave the airport if they're not actually going to be waiting for luggage. They can come out of this exit straight out to the transport. They haven't got to come through baggage collection. Brill. Okay. So we're better up here. Just check that we've got the secure zone. Check that we've got the international zone. Let's do a copy and paste job on here. What's the one with the door? The door. And the gate seating. Gate seats. Gate seats. Let's also make it a bit better so you can actually see out. It's not a prison anymore. Just windows. Some windows there. Brilliant. Okay. So not so much of a prison, and we're doing well for everything else. We need to connect our taxiway up. This. Make sure that we've got our arrows. that. And now we can connect. Oh, it's... There we go. Okay, so international stand has now been activated, so it's good to go. So those are now just going to start to schedule flights. The air traffic control tower has been done, so that's good. Our capacity is now up to 200 flights a day. Excellent. So we should now start to find that more international flights are done. Having a look at the airlines, they're actually quite happy with this. Everybody's sitting at 100. Well, most of them are sitting at 100%. This is a good place to be for the airlines. They're offering as many flights as they can, and we've still got some flights that are offered, so that's quite handy to know. Let's go ahead and check the baggage bays, connect those. That's the one. Okay, that's fine, it's still working. So it's going to warn us that we're not actually connected to the baggage bay yet, which is fine. We know that, but we haven't actually allowed baggage in the airport yet anyway as a service. So even though we've got all of the warnings, we're okay because we're not actually accepting baggage just yet. Brilliant. Okay, so how are we doing for research? Because we need that. 7%. Great. We also need to connect that to the baggage bay as well. Can we do... Oh, that's not annoying. So they've got a flight on. It's another one of those situations where you can't connect to the baggage bay until the stand is actually empty, a bit like the check-in, that you can't get rid of the check-in desk whilst it's got an active flight. So that's something that I might need to do offline, outside of an episode, connecting them all up. Brilliant. Okay, so situation we've got then. Our baggage handling is almost ready. For claim, check-in is ready. We just need the research to complete so we can start destroying suspect stuff. So I can actually put the destroyers in, I think. Let's do that now. So I know they need to go back to back, like that. That. And then let's keep it with high speed in this way. I don't know how far down they need to go, so that's fine. And they'll come that way. So they will come up there, I think. So let's go this way. It's going to go up there. Down. There. There. 4. I think it needs 1. Then a scan is 3. Let's just do it there. Let's just do it there for now. But that does mean we need to get rid of these. Planning was never my strong point. Just make it up as you go along. Let's get into that wall. Right, that wall. Okay, brilliant. How are we doing contracts wise? You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're still going. You're a room that we can get rid of. Yep, so get rid of you. Excellent, okay. How are we doing with checking? Can we get rid of that? No, we can't. Can we get rid of that one? No. But we can remove these ones at least. Like that. Do also want to get rid of these and the wall, so that we can open this out now into a much bigger concourse that you can, a waiting area that we can do, and we'll put some more facilities back in again. A shop along here maybe. Brilliant. Okay, so we just need to sort of pretend for a minute that there's a wall there. It's not an exposed security zone at all. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so people are still checking in. They're still able to buy stuff, to buy tat. Let's go ahead and put some flooring down. So I think so we've got mats, we've got a bit of wood, we've got tiles, and we've got some marbly type stuff. So how fancy do we want this to be? Feels like food places and shops, they have wooden flooring, don't they, or like some kind of laminate or something. So let's do that here. Let's give it a bit of wood flooring, and it feels like as well this would be, especially in the UK, it would be a bit of like a tiled airport, but I don't want it to look cheap. So should we go for marble? Let's go for marble. Let's be fancy. Here we go. Marble, marble, marble. Okay. So the toilets we know we're going to need some kind of tiling, so that's fine. That's fine there. Let's do a different kind of wood here, shall we? Let's go for a lighter wood. Like that. Maybe down there, just to give the illusion that it spreads out. And let's do a different floor for international. Let's go for a light marble. What does that look like? Yeah, let's go for a light marble. Might not suck at running an airport, but I suck at design. I think that's safe to say. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Okay. So now let's do security. What are we going to have in security? Now I know these are mats. Should we go blue? Should we go green? Should we go... Let's go yellow. Let's just go the opposite and go yellow. There we go. And we can have a different colour per terminal then, can't we? So we know what terminal we're actually in. Well, okay. And then maybe we continue the marble into here as well, so it's consistent. Actually, let's bring it all the way down. Like that. Can we get rid of you yet? No. Okay. Is that what we used? No. Bring that all the way up there. There we go. So at least we're starting to get decorative a little bit. And so once we know how our baggage is going to work, I think I'd like to put some more stuff in here, put some more gate seating, make it a bit friendlier. Brilliant. But the good news is we're still making money. We're still making quite a lot of money actually, and this is boding well for when we do our big terminal, because that's going to be a big investment. We need some serious money to do the big terminal. So for now we're looking all right. We're looking better. We're looking better than we were. We've put our gate seating in. We've made the terminal slightly bigger. We've started to decorate. The flow of passengers seems to be working. We don't seem to be causing any bottlenecks. We don't seem to be broken anywhere. We've got a few delays that we might need to look into, and we still have this issue of the rogue check-in desks in a non-secure area, but we won't talk about that. It's fine. So that's going to conclude this episode. Thank you so much for joining me again. Looking forward to the next episode. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.